Alright, boys, massive improvement on my light power of destruction. I don't think I have ever reached the 700M mark in the light day. This is almost like the water power of destruction already. And I'm gonna tell you how I did it this time around. So I did change quite a bit in terms of my team composition as well as the skill use just to be able to cater to the changes in team composition. So, since we already have the new unit, which is Soohyun, we did an Alicia Yusoyun Maylin team, and our next team is still gonna be Cha, So, and Min Byung-gu. So I'm not gonna go over the play-by-play replay anymore. You guys just watch it and try to observe the things that I'm doing right now because I have improved and has become more efficient, to be honest, compared to all the previous videos, especially when it comes to the shadow step game. I have discovered new positioning and tricks here. I'm not sure if it's gonna be in this footage, but I'm not really sure. But I forgot if this is gonna be the games where I did some really insane decision making and shadow steps. But you guys take a look at it so that you might be able to get some ideas when it comes to the movement across the entire map. So I'm now using the entire area of the power of destruction, like taking advantage, even the corners, the perimeter. I'm now using those, and it's changed a lot when it comes to the gameplay. So let's take a look at team number 1. Just real quick, guys, before we proceed, I just want to thank you all because we now have 462. Like, this is insane. 462 supporters. I just joined this on June 19. I didn't expect that I'm gonna receive this much support from you guys. Thank you so much. And we're now ranked 20 in the creator rankings, and we're now a gold rank here. This is really a big help to me and my channel so that we can continue doing what we're doing. So if you guys love what we're doing here so far, the things that we do, the conversations we're having, feel free to support me here in the SLA Content Creator Program. I'm gonna put the link in the description. Okay? So thanks so much. Our top 10 supporters, Agoyers, still here. Peterson, Peterson and Lit, now back at the top 10. I don't know what to say. I did not expect this much support from you guys. So if you guys still need codes, I still do have like thousands of codes that I could send to you guys. All you have to do is to support me here, and I'm gonna send the codes every few hours. I'm always active though. Thanks so much again, and let's go. Okay. 382M. I got the 395M earlier, but I forgot to press the record. But I couldn't repeat it again. I was trying so hard for like 1 hour or 2 hours now. Probably 2 hours. What time is it? Yeah, about 2 hours, and still couldn't make it. I was trying to get a 400M, but so tired. So I think we did a good shadow step there towards the end. So let's accept it and hope that our second team will be able to get a 418 million so that we will be able to get an 800M on a light day. So yeah, just a quick run through here. Not much has changed in my character, to be honest, but let me just show you real quick. So we are still using the cutting rush. I already improved it to level 16, and then we use the armor break vacuum here for the increased damage taken. So the reason I use this now is because our lineup doesn't have a golem killer, anti-golem. So we have, what's that? We have Alicia, we have Soohyun, and we have Maylin. So we don't have a break, and we don't have a damage debuff, and we don't have a moon shadow. So we adjusted there. It turns out good because these two DPS are very strong, right? And for our skills, I just use this, the double-edged sword, this one, because most of our damage is gonna come from that bow. And the pulverize, of course, break state, and we need more cooldowns so that we can spam the bow and be able to do a lot of the ultimate. And I just adjusted some gameplay factor there, especially at the beginning, because the ultimate is so weak and we don't have a moon shadow to make a focused damage on the head. I opted for an ult on the hand. If I remember correctly, I was trying to do the ultimate towards both hands because the damage is not gonna be enough anyway. Even if I hit the head with the ult, it's probably gonna be a bit weaker because I could not secure the shadow step. We don't have a moon shadow. We don't have a debuffer as well to be able to get that shotgun type ultimate like what we do in Vulcan and most of our moon shadow days. So I did those adjustments. I think it worked out pretty well. So the stats are still the same, I believe. We are still using the same stats allocation. We have 20.6 attack because we are using the Radiru family's longbow, and this is gonna be improved though because we are at A8 right now. So there's gonna be a bit of attack increase there. And then crit rate 48, crit damage, and death pen and damage increase. Actually, I had some improvements, and light damage 7.75. I actually had some improvements here, or probably not. So I actually have a 4-piece set of this one that has a good stats, but I figured this one is still better right now because I miscalculated before. The attack increase here is not computed outside. For example, here, it's not gonna be added here. If I'm not mistaken, I tested that. So it's gonna be added inside. So that's gonna be automatic 5% of this inside. So just take note of that. And whatever you add here, like if you add an attack percent stats here, it's gonna be diminished because we already have a lot of attack percent. But this one is different. If you want more info about that, I discussed that in my Jinwoo build. Okay. So I tried to use this just to get some crits there, and I figured the attack when I go inside will be much more when I'm outside. Although when I go inside, it's gonna be different because there's gonna be the buff of Maylin, attack buff of the expert set, etc. So I'm not sure really, to be honest, but if there's any difference, it's just very minimal, and I still have to use the other gears on my hunters anyway. So I think I did a good job in distributing the artifacts among my hunters. So yeah, here are my stats, just so you can see. You already saw this many times if you've been watching my videos. Nothing's changed here. It's still the same sets of gears that I'm using. For the skill level, just to show you, there 15. Weapon levels, level 7 only, there. And plum sword, there, level 7 only. We don't have mana extract for those kinds of things. But yeah, I think we did pretty well there. For the hunters, my Alicia is at 18.6k attack. So again, guys, please stop with the like suspicious accusations on like me changing gears. I don't have any other account. I will tell you guys if I have another account. That's my damage. Even if I do the no ult and no shadow step, my damage is still gonna be 200 M because my characters are strong, and I'm proud of them because I did pretty well in balancing their stats. So here's my Alicia stats right now: 18.6k attack, and skills are 10. Just so you know, this is very strong, maxed out core attack. And I already have this. I got a crit hit rate +2 here. Got attack percent damage increase here in our armor. And this one was Jinwoo's item before that we transferred to Alicia now. This one was Jinwoo's item before as well that we transferred to Alicia now. Really good gears here. And we also have the same expert set here, attack damage increase pen. Yeah, and I already maxed out the advanced or upgrades here. I'm still trying to get an A5 of Soohyun. I'm gonna commit on both A5 here because I don't have any fire units, and I don't think there's gonna be any fire unit anytime soon that's gonna be DPS, because the next one is Mirai Amamiya, which is probably gonna be a wind DPS with a sword, as well as Gunhee, which is most likely gonna be a light element, because if they're not gonna make him light element, then it's not gonna be faithful to the manhwa, and a lot of the fans probably would be mad if they do that. So I think it's gonna be a light element. The next banner afterwards, that I don't know, probably a fire support. They should do a fire support. Really, there's no fire support. It's incomplete right now. Stats are attack 17.9k, crit rate 40%, crit damage 167%, penetration is a bit low, don't have gears for that, and damage increases there. And I also have a fire damage here, of course. So 77767. And right now I'm also using the same sets. Okay? Hookers and 2 Black Lion. And my beast set here, there you go. And my Maylin is just this one. I use the Guardian set. You know, it's my favorite. I always have shielders on my team, and most of the time I use the Palace set so that they're gonna get damage increase. So the reason I always want to use a shielder on my team is because I don't want to get staggered, knockdown, airborne. Especially for the dumb AI that this game has, they don't dodge. So I think shielders really help right now, not unless they fix the AIs, of course. I just have the Veer Descent set, just so all of these are random. Okay, so some people are actually just again, let me just address this, like saying your total power is low, how can you deal that damage? Guys, I just use trash items on my utility most of the time. I just need the effects. They don't deal damage, they don't really do much, and all my sets are still using the 55 artifacts that work really well in the case of Power of Destruction. I've tried so many times my complete curse set. I really do think, I feel like after playing so many times, that my expert sets are still working wonders compared to the level 78 curse set. If you want to deal more damage, you can actually do this. I see a lot of people, like even Nato is using 224, I believe. Okay, so yeah, long fights still, I believe, be set expert, king of long fights right now. So what we did here is that the reason why we put Soohyun there in team number 1 instead of Saw, you will rarely see me using Saw here with the water team because there's actually no synergy here. This is an HP based unit and she won't benefit at all from any of Maylin Fisher's skills. Even the ulti of Saw is not that strong, I believe. And then the water damage taken probably will only work on Water Day. And really nothing here that's gonna be, you know, that's gonna have like synergy. So I like putting either an attack unit. Usually I put Libora before because she is also an attack unit, can deal good amount of damage. She has an anti-golem and she is also a debuffer. And of course, she's not gonna have problems with stagger because Alicia has shield. They will not be knocked down or airborne just like Jinwoo. So yeah, and there's just some minor synergy on the core attack because sometimes Soohyun, although I don't think it's gonna be very big, but she also uses core attack more frequently than the usual units. So I think that's gonna be it for team number 1. I'm gonna try team number 2. That's gonna be Cha, So, and Min, which has good synergy. All of them are crit related and grid set will benefit the entire team. So let's find out if we're gonna be able to get a good score on the next one. Let's go. All right. Finally got it. I don't think we're gonna be able to reach 420M there. I give up. Let's just go. Oh my goodness, we almost got it at 750M, but I think that's okay. That's pretty decent already. My character progression's not enough to reach the 800 million mark. And of course, the 800M mark is like for something like a ooh, lucky. It's something for the likes of Alicia versus a water team. But I think this is pretty decent. Well, not decent. I think this is above decent. I really tried my best to get this score. So we won't be discussing anymore about the gameplay because it's something that you guys already know from my previous video in episode 6, and it kind of depends really on the character progression, because the timing of the shadow step is gonna be different every time. But I think we did a pretty good job there in doing our shadow steps. So I didn't change much when it comes to my setup. It's still the same setup, I think. I forgot already. It's been an hour since I ran the first run. But anyhow, let me just show you real quick the gears. So I just transferred the entire gears of Alicia to Cha, I think, and we got 18.3k attack. Stats are pretty much the same. I'm not sure if I changed anything though, but it's still the same. Pretty much almost the same, if not totally the same. And our Saw is 39k HP. There. Good stats. And our skills, artifacts. We're only using the 4-piece grid this time for the buff, and we're still using the palace set for the damage increase. I think there's more weight on the damage increase versus the extra crit rate and extra critical hit damage due to because it's already diminished a lot with Min, with Cha's passives, and with Cha's weapon and the plum, those kinds of things. So I think this one's the best setup for my Saw for now. And then for my Min, I use the destroyer set. I'm kind of lacking in terms of the power gauge management. I'm having trouble dealing the ults at the right time. But this time around, I think the power gauge management this time around was on point. A lot of the shadow steps and the ult has heavenly blessing, I believe. So I think we did a great job there. Because it's kind of different. The timing is kind of different and situational, but most of the time you're gonna have to adjust something here. So my Min is just this one. Again, total power doesn't matter that much. We're in the blue, and we're in the blue, no penalty. And if there's any difference, if there's any damage bonus, I don't think it's gonna matter a lot. I don't want to waste gold transferring my gears. So my weapon, just this one, means not doing DPS. And I think for this power of destruction, I think what's new here is that I got the heroic version of the armor break. So I am now able to do an anti-golem using a skill instead of the moon shadow, or instead of a breaker, or instead of a debuff. And that's why we were able to do good damage on the first team that we had with 382 million damage. I think overall we did a great job here. Yeah, so I think that's gonna be it for this video, and if you have questions, just let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next one.